Okay, so to begin this art project, we're going to get one of these plates. It's a piece of cardboard, all right, and this is going to be your property. It's going to really become the property when we add in the green construction paper. And the first part of the lesson here is to become familiar with how to use glue. And yes, you're going to use your finger for the glue. Oh, I know, everybody wants to use a piece of a pencil or a piece of cardboard. Best result is to use your finger, all right? You're only going to use a tiny little bit of glue. Now, a lot of folks, they want to put on too much glue thinking that somehow that's going to make the project stronger. Really, what you want to do is add a tiny little dot like you see right here, and that's all that you need to take off of your finger. It just comes right off like dry skin. When you rub your fingers together, it falls off, it's clean. Oh, I know it might seem like it's a little gross, but just use your finger, it's not so bad. And it's going to dry faster with less glue. What I want to see you do to make the land is you take your paper here, and we're going to just spread a couple of little dots of glue on the back there. You're not going to see it much, but spread it thin. If you spread it thin, it's going to dry fast. Do not add a lot of glue. It'll take hours for it to dry if you add too much glue, all right? Spread it real thin. I try to get all four corners like you see here, all right? Spread it out. Maybe a dot in the middle there, all right? And once we have it, look, see, there ain't nothing there. It's easy peasy, says Mr. Conweezy. Set it right there on that cardboard plate that you have there, which is going to become your property for our art project. You just spread it, smooth it out with your hands, all right? Just smooth that out with your hands there, just like that. You see that? Now, it is a single piece of property which will go and become a part of our diorama. It's going to go with the big zone so we can assemble it all together. You're going to build your house on this. You're going to build your house and your property. All right, so that's the first step of this art project, is to get the land together just like you see that. Using the glue, use your finger, spread it, easy clean up, and that's all there is to it. How to build a cargo container with solar panels. So what you want to do is get yourself one. We'll start off with just one, and we want about 3 of these little cargo containers. You get a better result. We can do 2, but you do get a better result with 3 cargo containers. And what we want to do before we do any cutting, see, you probably see my pair of scissors here. You want to get yourself a handful of these color pencils, and they're going to be available for you. You want to color it first. All right, at this place in the tutorial, if you've got them all colored in, you're going to be ready. Notice I didn't color in the tabs. I'm going to cut and glue. We won't see the tabs. I did add color pretty much everywhere else. For this next step, you're going to need a pair of scissors. Look at that. And you're going to cut out right along the edge. You're going to cut where that tab is. Don't remove that tab. You want to keep it because we're going to glue this whole thing together. It's going to make a miniature cargo container. All right, let's get started. Remember, you want to keep that little glue tab there. All right. I'm going to come right close, but you don't want to cut it off. Inside, where you got this little line right here, you're going to snip that and separate it so they can fold independently. Did you see that? I'm going to try that again. All right. Right here, you want to be able to fold those glue tabs separately. It's a little tiny little triangular shape cut. You see that, folks? All right, it's right there. Okay. You want that right there like you see there. Now, once you got yourself your cargo container template and it's all cut out, what you want to do is fold along the lines, all right? And I'm going to start off with the glue tab, and here we go. I'm going to fold this right along the line. Just pinch it off like you see me doing right here, okay? And just work yourself around the outside edge. Take your time with it, folks. Be very mindful of where you're putting that little bend, all right, because that's what's going to give this cargo container, which is made out of copy paper, it's going to give it support. All right, everybody, so look, once you got your glue tabs all sort of folded up like you see here, fold along the line, all right? And you want to fold along all of those lines, and when you do, you're going to begin to see your box begin to sort of take a little bit of shape, all right? I'm going to fold here as well, right on them lines, all right? And you can kind of see how this is going to begin to, look at that, it's already starting to change into a box, okay? But I'm not going to glue it yet, all right? I think I want to open the doors on this. I want to make a little cut along the top and the bottom, right down the middle. We'll keep both sides so we can open those doors and look inside. Well, let's see how that turns out, all right? Now there's a couple ways that you can open this up. One way is to carefully sort of bend it a little bit, but don't fold it, right? You just want to be able to give it a little snip, like I did just there, and then carefully feed your scissors through and you can cut. Another way is to do what we call in construction, like real construction, like on a house or something, we can take a pencil and do what's called a pilot hole. A pilot hole, you just sort of like, get yourself a little hole there started, all right? And then you can get your scissors in there. And look, I got these really fat, sort of like rounded scissors, all right? That can be a little bit of a trick. But once you get it started, it's not so bad. And then you're gonna just sort of go up the side there and open it up. The advantage to open it up is not only can we see inside of your cargo container, but later on when we go to glue it together, you'll be able to put your fingers inside of the cargo container to hold it so that you can glue it together, all right? All right, see how I'm starting to open that up? All right, so here we are, everybody. That's what it looks like when you open the doors. Now your fingers got a little bit of room to get inside and to spread the glue on the glue tabs, and then we can begin to put it together. Once again, I've got my glue tab. I'm going to touch the glue. All right, don't get much, tiny bit. You're going to run it right along the edge there. Can you all see that, everybody? Here we are again. Run that glue right along that tab. And then you're going to hold them together. It will take a little bit of skill, but you can do it. So that's one. Okay? Now let's do the other one. I saved this part so I could cut it out, and I'm going to make some windows there. I just cut myself a little bit of a hole by pinching it in half a little bit, and then I just sort of cut around the shape that I want to cut out. Take your time with it. All right, I've got three cargo containers, and you can move them around however you wish to make your own little cargo container house. You can even stand them on the end if you want. All right, here is the solar panel template. I'm going to cut both of these out. You want to cut along the edge, do not cut off the flaps. Notice how on the flaps it actually says to fold inward. Let's go ahead and see if we can put this together. All right, we're going to fold this tab in here. just like that. Use your fingers to pinch it off, and it should make a little solar panel. Now for this next part, what we want to do is we want to attach the solar panels to our cargo container house, but we might need to make a little post to mount it on so that it will stand up. Here's how we're going to do that. I took a little piece of scrap paper, I rolled it around a pencil, and that'll give you a little bit of a post. And what we want to do is we want to cut off little flanges so we can add glue and stick our solar panel onto the post. Add a little bit of glue to hold it together, and then I'm going to take my scissors, and we need to sort of cut little grooves into it, like so. And then we can open this up and now with it open, this can be a mount to glue it down so that it can stand. And I'm going to add these little cuts on the top, and then we will mount it. And now we can glue it on there. Alright, so I'm going to spread the glue on there, and then I'm going to attach it like so. And I can add glue to these little panels, and I can secure that to my cargo container house. Now, wherever you put your solar panels, whether they be in the yard space or on the cargo container itself, just remember solar panels work when they are tilted at an angle so that they can receive the sunlight. So wherever you place your solar panels, just keep that in mind. It needs to be placed at an angle. And notice how I got this little post, and you can use these posts for other things in the project. All right, you could put little posts underneath of the cargo container itself and give the cargo container house some height. Use your imagination.